What's going on, guys? Welcome back to NLX. My name is Jake, and today I am back with another Skater XL map review. And this time we are talking about Yaky's Forest. So this map is a classic from the pre 1.0 days. Honestly, I can't remember exactly, but I feel like this map might have come out like maybe close to a year ago. And honestly, that's going to have a lot to do with kind of how I review this map as well, because this map does have some issues, but we'll get into that here in a second. But as I mentioned in my first review, I'm going to be reviewing maps based on three different things. So the first thing we're going to be reviewing it on is the visual and audio fidelity of the map. The second thing is going to be the skateability of the map. And the third thing is going to be the design and flow of the map. And if you enjoy this content and want to come hang out with us, throw me a follow over at twitch.tv/nextlevel_x. I stream usually about 5 days a week, usually around 5 o'clock. It's a super good time over there. The community is awesome, so come by and say what's up. But yeah, guys, getting right into the video. The first criteria that I'm going to review this map on is the visual and the audio design of the map. So that's really where this map shines. There's a couple really cool things that this map does that I think at the time might have been the first map to do a lot of these things. And the first interesting thing that this map did was add like NPCs. So I know there's a couple maps now that have like a couple like characters like walking around and some stuff like that. But I think when this map came out, it might have been one of the first to do it. I'm trying to find it. So since this is in the forest, here it is. Here's like, it's got a little bunny hopping around, going through the map. There's also a deer that comes running through the map. It's super cool. Obviously really like adds to the fact that, you know, you're skating in the middle of a forest here. And honestly, the design, like the trees all look really good. The shadows all look really good. There's even like this road right here that kind of like gives you the illusion that you're like kind of coming down a mountain. There's like some little buildings and some scaffolding and boxes and like, I don't know, there's just a lot that was done really well to make this map really visually appealing. And yeah, here's the deer. So it's like to have something like that in a free map that you can download that's just modded for this game is pretty incredible, especially at the time. And so not only are there like the NPCs just kind of running around, but the sound design is really good too. There's birds chirping in the background, and it's really pleasant. Like the lighting is really pleasant. I know I talked about this a lot in the Berlin map review, but this one also, like, the lighting is super good. Like let's just like take a look. Like, it's just very pleasant, you know? And they also Yaky has made it look like it's kind of like this is a cliff right here, and obviously, like, you know, that's probably due to like the limitations of map design or whatever, but it actually looks really good. Like the boulders here look awesome. It's just really well done, man. Especially for how old this map is. And obviously, so this map was just recently updated to 1.0, but I don't think anything else was really done to the map. I think it literally was just updated to work for 1.0, and that's it. I don't think Yaky went in and like added anything or did anything extra for it, so that it kind of makes it a little difficult. I guess that kind of naturally leads me to talking about the skateability of the map. So at first I was like really kind of down on this map for a lot of reasons, but then I started thinking about it a little bit, and I think that when this map came out, this game was just in a very different place. and it's kind of reflected in the map. So unless I'm mistaken, and someone in the comments will probably know, I think this map came out before Easy Day introduced quarter pipe splines. So those are the splines that you can just roll onto, excuse me, and just naturally stall on the quarters, because none of the quarters have that in this map whatsoever. And at first I was like, damn, I was like, that really sucks. Like, this is such a good map, and it sucks to have, you know, such a glaring oversight like that. But then I was thinking about it, and like I said, I don't even think that had been introduced into the game when this map came out. So like, it's kind of hard to count that as like a strike against this map when, you know, the game really hadn't even implemented that feature yet to begin with. So like, if, you know, but from like today's standards, like skating this map now, like it is pretty apparent that that's an issue, right? Like, because how fun would it be if you could actually go up and do like blunt stalls on this? It would really add a lot to the map. But that's actually not really the only kind of issue with the splines in this map. There's a couple ledges that just aren't splined, like this ledge right here. Like, no matter what you do, like you can't really skate this ledge. It doesn't have splines. And that kind of sucks. Like, see, I'm just rolling there. I'm not actually grinding it. You know, it's a pretty, like, that. There's no reason that this ledge shouldn't grind, really. And once again, like, you know, I don't want anyone to think that I'm like dogging like the map creators or anything like that, because obviously, you know, Yaky's done a lot of really good maps and clearly is a very talented map designer. But, you know, the whole purpose of this series is just to kind of let you guys know, like, what maps are like really like the cream of the crop and like really worth the download and really worth like skating, you know. And I would say, like, despite, you know, the couple issues I've already mentioned with this map, it's definitely worth getting. Definitely some like really fun things to do here. But yeah, there are a couple other issues with this map as well. Like, I'm pretty sure this ledge right here, yeah, that ledge isn't splined either. So yeah, I mean, like, the quarter pipes aren't, none of the quarter pipes are splined or work correctly. A couple of the ledges don't have splines on them that you would think should. But aside from that, like, the ledges that are splined, some of them, this kind of goes into like design a little bit, but some of them are a little weirdly sized. I think this might also have to do with when this map was made as well. Because some of the ledges like are perfect, and then some are like either a little too short or a little too tall. Oh, also this rail right here, it's like in the brush here, but it's, if you look real close, it actually is kind of like invisible, which is interesting. I'm sure that's just a product of it being in the bushes like that, which I actually think is really cool. But it's kind of difficult to skate since you can't really see the rail for a lot of it. But yeah, aside from like the ledges that aren't splined and the quarter pipes that aren't splined, there are a lot of like really good ledges and rails here. This rail in particular is kind of weird because it's on this log thing. You'll notice the skater kind of turns like he's preparing to land on like a tilted surface. So skating that rail can be a little weird sometimes, but it pretty much works. I mean, for the most part. See how he kind of, I don't know. It's a small gripe, but it's definitely there. But like the ledges that do work pretty well. I mean, there's not any like random like stoppages that I've encountered or anything like that. But moving on to design and flow, that's kind of another area where this map kind of hurts a little bit, where like I really like the design of the different lanes here, Like, you kind of have several different channels to skate, and that's really interesting, and I really like that idea. But like, some of them just aren't laid out that well. Like, I find myself on this map a lot of the time like landing tricks, like landing on like boundaries of like skatable ground and unskateable ground, if that makes any sense. So like, there's a lot of rails like this one right here. Like, you say you're flowing through here and you go to skate this rail, it's kind of just like right here on the side. You really can't, I don't know, it's just kind of oddly placed. And then this area right here, this is kind of probably my biggest gripe with the flow of this map, is this little zone, because I really like it. I like the flat bars leading to the mani pad, but if you're skating with any kind of speed whatsoever, like, you really, like, it's not designed well enough to actually function that well. There's not enough space between the flat bar and the box, kind of. Like, you kind of have to skate it really slowly. I think I would have preferred to see maybe like a longer box and a longer flat bar, and just have like one box and one flat bar, rather than there be a flat bar, a box, then a flat bar. But yeah, I mean, not a huge, complaint, but definitely something that I noticed. When I do these reviews, I spend a couple hours just skating around in the maps, just to like kind of get my thoughts together and stuff. And that was something I kind of kept encountering, was, yeah, like that. Like, it's very much an issue with this little area. And honestly, this is probably the area I would spend the most time in if it flowed well. And it just doesn't really flow that well. And this area right here is kind of another gripe I have, where it's just this like curved bank, but there's nothing to, like, you end up just kind of like flying out of it. Like, it would be cool if maybe if there was a ledge up here you could hit, or a rail up here you could hit. Like, man, that would be so fun, because then you could kind of come up here, hit that, and then turn back and, go hit this ledge and hit this ledge, and then you could hit this and then float back and do it again. But kind of now where it's at, you hit this area and you're really forced to just kind of turn. You really can't, and you can't hit it with very much speed either, because you'll go flying off of the map as well. So I really, would have liked to have seen something done with this little corner here. And then like this lane right here, these rails, like, you see how you kind of land in the rocks there? Like, obviously you could choose to pop out in a direction, and that would probably help that. Like, I'll see if I can do it better here. But still, it's just kind of like, I don't know. I think I might have preferred just one rail right in the middle, and then maybe a ledge on the side or something like that. That could have been cool. But honestly though, like, overall, this map is really cool and really like well done, especially like visually and with the audio. I really kind of had to try hard to come up with complaints for it, because, especially back in the day when this map first came out, it was like so sick, dude. Like, we really hadn't seen much like this in this game before this map came out. So like, huge props to Yaky for like all the insane maps that he's done. And this is just like such an OG from like the pre like 1.0 days. So yeah, like, not, I know I've been pretty critical of this map, and it's a good map, and it's definitely worth the download, but it does feel dated at this point in the game's life cycle, just because of the lack of features as far as like the splines, ledges missing splines, some of the rails feeling like a little like tall. Like, if you look, like, that rail is like shoulder height, which, I mean, is still, you can still definitely skate it, and it's not, a deal breaker by any means, and it's still fun, but it's just kind of weird. And I think it might have been designed a little bit more for vanilla settings. Like, look at this, like, this is pretty tall as well. and obviously, like, the way that we play this game has changed over time. So maps are going to feel different as time goes on as well. And that's pretty normal. But honestly, guys, yeah, I mean, so the design and the flow of the map does flow pretty well, but because of the lack of quarter pipe splines and a couple areas where, you know, there's some missed opportunities, like right here, it doesn't flow as well as it could. Because, dude, I would love to just be able to go back and forth in this lane right here and hit this quarter and then come back and skate these ledges and then hit like a bank to ledge right here and then come back and do it again. That would be really tight, but it's just not quite there. So honestly, guys, overall, like, I think this map is definitely worth a download, but, you know, kind of understand you're downloading a dated map and you're not going to have all the features that you might expect from a very, like, modern map that we're all used to skating now. But overall, guys, I would probably give this map like a 7 out of 10. Because, dude, if the couple, like, things that I brought up were fixed, and, you know, all the ledges worked and all the quarter pipes worked, and there was, like, some added features, like right here, like, dude, I could skate this map for hours and hours and hours, dude. And especially, like, getting clips here would be really sick just because of how pretty the map is, and how good the audio is. And you could do, like, it'd be really cool to, like, time it out and wait for the deer to come by and do, like, a trick over the deer. Like, how sick would that be? But yeah, guys, that's gonna about do it. If you want to come hang out with us, throw me a follow over at twitch.tv/nextlevel_x. I stream about 5 days a week, usually at about 5 p.m. It's a really good time over there. The community's super good. Come say what's up. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like. And if you'd like to see more Skater XL content like this, including more map reviews, more trick tips, more montages and edits, why not subscribe? And you'll stay up to date with all the Skater XL content that I'm gonna have coming out here in the near future. But as always, guys, thanks so much for watching, and praise the games. Peace, guys.